So, one of the things, the reason I love the science of getting rich, it's because this book is the exact science. It is 2 plus 2 equal 4. It's that accurate to learn how to attract riches in your life. And when I say riches, I don't mean just money. I mean richness in relationship, richness in health, richness in money, any result you want. This is the exact science. So if you follow step-by-step process, doing things in a certain way, like Wallace D. Wattles says, then you cannot avoid but bring your desire into the physical. So why now is the best time to master this science? There are a couple of reasons. Number one, according to Bloomberg, this is the golden era where the generational transfer of wealth has begun. The first time ever, most millionaires are ever made. So in America, just in America alone, there are 1,700 new millionaires made every single day. Every single day. Not every month, not every week, every single day. And by 2026, there will be 40% increase in millionaires. Why? Because the world is waking up. The world is waking up to the power that we hold within us. The world is waking up to what the possibilities that we have got right now. So this is the time to believe in ourselves. This is the time to work in harmony with the universal laws. This is the time to attract the abundance we want because it's all there. Now the question is, why should I teach you this? Who am I? Right? The reason I feel quite confident in teaching this because I read Science of Getting Rich 90 times. I read that book 90 times. I got so obsessed. I did this challenge and I read it 90 times. And still, when I read a phrase or some paragraphs, it lands differently. Absolutely differently. And that is the beauty of this information. Every time you're going to revisit it, the information is exactly the same, but you are going to be different. You have grown. So it's going to go deeper and deeper, and you will have aha moments. You're like, wow, I never thought about it this way. I really get it now. So I remember I had this thing, I still have it. Like I tell myself, today I really get it. And then tomorrow I'm again like, no, now I really get it. So every day I really get it because it's so beautiful. So I remember Bob Proctor used to say that I've been studying this material for 51 years, but I'm still scratching the surface. And that's what I feel every day. Today I really, really get it. And it's such a beautiful thing. So I would highly suggest to watch this over and over again because every time you're going to watch it, you will have different aha moments. You will realize, oh, I get this now. Because the information is exactly the same, but you are growing. And that is our beauty. The second thing is I have studied this from Bob directly in his 1-year coaching. And also, this is the second program I'm teaching on Science of Getting Rich. So I've already taught one program, but this is a brand new one because I've grown. So I've grown out of that program. So now it doesn't resonate like that level with me. So it's a brand new one. And it is such a phenomenal information. And what happened was when this book was released, it's 100 years ago. And it's still 100% relevant because we are dealing with universal laws and they're always there, right? We know now how old is the universe. So this book changed the life of different people. There were so many poor people at that time when this book was released and they became millionaires. They created empires. They started having big businesses, big visions. Women stepped into their power. So this book just changed everything. So this book is based on a lot of research, but what Wallace D. Wattles says that if I write all the research, then it's going to be hundreds of pages long. But if I don't write the research and I just give you the conclusion of the research, then you can just take my faith. And it worked for thousands of people. And the movie Secret is based on this book. The movie Secret by Rhonda Byrne is based on this book, Science of Getting Rich. So, okay, we have talked a lot about Science of Getting Rich. Now I just want to talk about you. It's all about you. From now on, we're just going to talk about you. The funny thing is, I always ask this question to myself. What is my problem? What is my problem? You know what is our problem? We want to express ourselves fully. We have this thing in us called life, which wants to express fully. It never rests. It never settles and says, okay, you're good now. No. The moment we take one step, it says more, more. It's like a flower which wants to blossom all the time. There is no limit. So we want to blossom and we want to go to our highest potential. And until we are alive, we will keep doing that. That is our problem. That is such a beautiful problem to have. And this urge of more life, to be, to do, to have more, to express our gifts fully, to express our being fully, this keeps us on our toes. But a lot of times, unfortunately, we get told that it's greedy to have more. It's greedy to want more. But let me tell you this. Once you get it, realize it was all about growing. It was never about getting. It's the beautiful process of what you become when you go after it, of how you grow. So there is only one lesson we are here to live in this life. There is only one lesson. There is only one lesson. When we hit rock bottom, when we have the biggest traumas of our life, when things are working out, when things are not working out, there is only one lesson we are here to learn. And that is manipulating energy. Manipulating energy. And discovering our oneness with God, with source, with universe. So I will use the word God and universe, but maybe you have a different belief system, different words resonate with you, science, source, energy, something which is greater than us, something that we are part of. So whenever I say that, you can connect it to your belief system, but it is exactly the same thing we're talking about, that we are here to discover our oneness with something greater than us. And that greater life is constantly poking our consciousness and saying, I want more. I want this. I want this. I want you to do this. If you can run, I want you to run faster. If you can run faster, I want you to run even faster. If you can type, I want you to type faster. If you can cook, I want you to cook better. Everything better and better and better. And that is our beauty. That is what life is. So when we learn this lesson, that the universe, the creative intelligence is working through us, we realize that any idea that we hold on the screen of the mind has to manifest in its physical. Any idea. And I want to give you an example. So I have a glass here to give you that example. If I heat this water in the glass, and it will turn into gas. And if I heat it further, it will become ether. And it will rise. If I give it cold energy, keep giving it, it's going to become water. This is the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. So energy is constantly transmuting. Energy can never be destroyed. It is constantly transmuting. So when our thoughts are things, our thoughts is energy. So when you see an idea on the screen of your mind, it's actually ether. It is a thing. And when you keep holding on to that vision, it has to transmute into physical by law. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy. And those who know it, they know what persistence is. So I went live yesterday and I talked about persistence. That persistence is not when you're forcing things, when you're trying to force yourself, when you're feeling bad, when you're working so hard that it's taking the life out of you, when you're forcing things, when you fight the circumstances. Persistence is to hold that idea in the screen of your mind. And that's when you naturally take the actions which you need to take to manifest it. That's when you attract whatever you need to bring it to life. But that idea, that thing is already there. I remember Bob Proctor used to say, there is a place, there is a frequency. So a lot of times we pray and we tell God or universe or whoever we believe in that, I want this, I want this. But you know, it's the other way around. So when we see something in our mind and we said, I would love this, it's actually God showing us that you can have this. I have got this for you. And what we are doing, we are going to that place. We are tapping onto that energy. So we don't, God is saying, this is given to you. Here you go. He has given us the ether. What is our job? To manipulate energy. What does it mean? Hold on to that image. What does it mean? See yourself with it. What does it mean? Become one with it. So when you're asking, I want this, God is saying it's given to you. I've just shown it to you myself. What do you mean I want this? You've got it. So I always ask this question. When you see it in your mind, where are you going? If there is no place, where are you going? Where do you go every time in your imagination? You can't go to a place which doesn't exist. So every time you go, there is a place. There is a place. You just tap into it. You just become aware of it. And the question is, why did you become aware of it? Why not your friend became aware of it? Why didn't your family become aware of it? Why didn't it show it to your brother or your sister or your brother-in-law? Because it's for you. It's given to you. You are chosen. So the moment you see something in your mind, it's done. It's given to you. It's energy. It's perpetual transmutation of energy. So ether is already there. But you know what happens? We let it go. Most of the time, what people do when they see something in their mind, they see an idea, they're like, no, that's not possible. I haven't got the money. I haven't got the right connections. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm not educated. It's recession. Blah, blah, blah. It was given to you. It was for you. So the question is, are you ready for it? It is ready for you. It is coming to you. Are you welcoming it? So I love this beautiful thing what Ernst Holmes says, that if a root and branch can conspire with the universe to bring a blossom in this world, why can't you or why can't we conspire with the universe to bring our desire to the physical? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So we have this creative urge. We have God saying to us, I want this through you. So God wants this through us. He wants to experience life through us. We are the manifestation of that life, of that infinite life. So it's God's desire to express himself, herself through us. And that's what is coming to us. But what do? We resist it by saying, oh, I can't do that. I've never done it before. Who cares? Who cares you have not done it before? It doesn't mean you cannot do it now. You have just seen it now. That means you can do it. So one of the things I really love talking about, you and your oneness with the source, with creator, with God, with universe, whatever resonates with you, that you are a vessel. You are a vessel for God's functions. Because the way this world works is that God chooses people and says, I want this thing through this person. He wanted Wright brothers to bring an aeroplane to this world. They were chosen. And they did it. They kept the idea on the screen of their mind. He chose Edison for light bulb. Edison is no way more smarter than us. You know what happened in his school? So when he was going to school, he was way behind normal students, and his teacher sent a letter to his mother saying that he's not capable to attend school because he's way behind normal students, so can you just keep it at home? And he asked his mother that I cannot read, so can you tell me what's in the letter? And his mother said that your teacher is saying you're too intelligent and they cannot keep up with your intelligence, so can you please stay at home because we cannot deal with him. He's so intelligent. And it's such a beautiful story that when Edison invented 200 patents under his name, light bulb was just one of them. He was once cleaning his office and he saw that letter, and at that time he could read. When he read that letter, he was shocked that his mother told him a lie. One lie changed his life. He saw that letter and it said that he's not capable. And this is the same thing which happened. I was watching in one of the videos that there was a guy in the United States. He was constantly failing. And he did SATs, which is the test to get into the university in United States. And he got a score. So out of 2400, he got 2300 something, which is crazy score. And he said, oh my God, I didn't know I'm so intelligent. And then he started focusing on his life, working towards his goal, and he became a millionaire, and he had his own business. And then they told him that we did a mistake and we sent the wrong score. So it doesn't matter what the results are right now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. Past was the reflection of how you thought before. Past has nothing to do with your potential. You know, one of the things I've been spending a lot of time these days, really meditating, what is money? What is money? Because I've heard a lot of beliefs about money, that money doesn't grow on trees, it's the root of all evil. And you must have seen even in the group, I write a lot about money because I'm constantly thinking about money. What is money? And you know what I came up with? Money is you and God in action. Money, you saying yes to your oneness with God. Money, you realizing that yes, I am the one in my life. Yes, I am the star of my movie. Money is you stepping into your power. That is money. Money is when you realize that yes, I've got the same creative intelligence and I'm going to start believing in me. That is money. And that cannot be the root of all evil. That is just a symbol. That's just a yardstick. So why cannot we measure these things from health? Because if you go to the doctor and doctor says to you, oh, you're perfectly fine. But what if you're not? What if he doesn't know something? So we cannot measure health. We cannot measure relationship with a number. You cannot say, okay, I've got 100 out of 100. There's no way to measure relationship. But you can measure money to the finest penny. And that is why it's a great yardstick to how you see yourself. What kind of consciousness have you got? Have you realized that you have got the same creative intelligence that has done so many miracles? Have you realized that your life itself is a miracle? So when these small things happen, that things don't go according to the plan, or you fail one thing, it doesn't matter. Because so many things had happened for you to come here, and that creative intelligence is working through you. It's moving all the particles in the universe. So I really want to explain how law of attraction / law of vibration works in physics, the exact science. So what happens is, we are constantly moving. Everything around you right now is moving. They're moving so fast that they appear to be still. So when you see yourself with your vision, you see yourself living the life that you desire, your body starts vibrating in a different frequency. Your cells, your molecules, they start vibrating in a completely different frequency. And that frequency is the frequency of your goal. That's where your goal, your vision resides right now. So you know what happens? There is a law of resonance. There's an attractive force which attracts all those things in your life. Because they both match the frequency. It's physics. It's resonance. They have the same vibration. You are vibrating at the same level, and now you're matching the vibration of your goal, your desire. It's like tuning into FM. You tune in and it starts coming to you. So when you are taking inspired actions towards your goal is also coming to you. And that's why it's boom. It happens. That is the beauty. So you are the expression of that bigger infinite power that is operating through you. So when you want more, when you want to express yourself more, that is why, because life is seeking bigger expression through you. So your mind is the center of divine operations. This is from a beautiful book, Your Invisible Power, from Genevieve Rent. Your mind is the center of divine operations. And divine operations are always for expansion and fuller expression. So there is only one mind. There is only one mind. And we all are the manifestation of that mind. So we all have got access to that universal intelligence, but the way we see ourselves, that's what we become. So the only difference between you and somebody who is doing what you really want is that they see themselves differently. That they see that part of them that you haven't seen it yet. So when you see somebody and you're like, oh, I would love to do this, that means it's time you see that in you. It's time that you activate that version of you. You see that power within you. So you are the channel through which infinite becomes finite. Your mind is literally a magnet. It's an electric equipment that is constantly attracting. And your cells, your neurons cannot attract something that is not harmony with you. So for example, if you constantly see yourself with your goal, with your vision, you cannot attract anything that doesn't align with that. You cannot, it's impossible. So sometimes we fear, what if something goes wrong? You cannot attract anything that is not in harmony with it. So your job is to stay there. Don't worry about what will happen, what will go wrong, because that's not your job. You cannot attract. It's physics, it's science. It cannot make sense. You cannot attract, you cannot tune into AM if you're tuning into the frequency of FM. It cannot work. So your job is not to worry about what could go wrong, what could happen, what if it doesn't happen. Your job is to stay there. Just see yourself with it all the time. And the moment you write your goal, your desire on the goal card, the mold is ready. It's already there. Now it needs more energy to take the physical form. It's like when you're pregnant. You don't doubt, would the baby come out? No, you know it's going to come out. You know it. You're not going to go and cut your belly and check, oh, let me just check if the baby's still there. It's still there. You know it. You're celebrating it. You're preparing for it. You're getting the nursery ready. You're doing everything. Why? Because you know it's coming. So the question, what is manifestation? Manifestation is becoming aware of something that is already there. It's not creating something from the scratch. It's already there. Creation is finished. Nothing can be created nor destroyed. Creation is already finished. Whatever has to happen is already there. What happens is you get chosen to bring it. You are the source. You are the co-creator. Either you can let fear, doubt, and worry say, no, don't choose me. Please choose somebody else. Or you can say, no, I'm ready. I know I can do it. I know I've been chosen. There's a reason you have been chosen. So in Science of Getting Rich, Wallace D. Wattles says that if you have the desire, it's the possibility-seeking expression. So if you have the desire, it's the proof. The only proof you need to have is, do I want it? That is the only proof. That is the only thing that qualifies you. You don't need any more qualification from any university or any other department. That is the only qualification. So one of the things, what happens was that when we are trying to seek more life, because that is our inherent nature, when we are trying to express ourselves fully, when we want to be, do, and have more, because that is not something we choose. That is how we are. That is our inherent nature. That's how we are designed. And when we stop that, you know what happens? Turmoil. People start doing wrong things, stealing, hurting each other, crime. Why is that? Because we are told it's greedy to want more. And then we feel, oh, you can't have more. And when we suppress that side, that's when wrong things start to happen. So you must have heard probably that money is the root of all evil. I feel that not knowing your oneness with your source is the root of all evil. Not knowing that you can bring it to your life is the root of all evil. So I would love to read something from Ernest Holmes' book. There is something called You. It's such a beautiful verse I was reading. You belong to the universe in which you live. You are one with creative genius behind the vast array of ceaseless motion, this original flow of life. Your soul belongs to the universe. Your mind is the outlet through which the creative intelligence of the universe seek fulfillment. Your mind is the outlet. So it's your choice. Do you want to allow that expansion or you want to stop that? It's trying to seek its fulfillment. It's poking in your consciousness and saying, I want this. I would love to have this. That's what God desires for you. That's how God sees you. Are you allowing it, or you're saying, no, I don't want it. Thank you. Choose somebody else. There is a version of you who has no respect for limitations. So that is one I wrote because when I was preparing for this. There is a version of you who has no respect for limitations, who doesn't take fear into account, who is calm, serene, and who just is, who doesn't comply with the status quo, who is a trailblazer and is the answer to many prayers. There's so many people who are praying for you right now to step into your power so that you can change their life, who are waiting for you, who knows that whatever you desire is already done, who is looking at you. So your higher self is looking at you and telling you it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You have got it. Who walks with faith and who is immersed in gratitude and joy, who is asking for your permission to rise up within you. So one of the beautiful parts is that you don't need to learn or over-strategize or overthink. You just need to allow it. That fire, that storm, that beautiful thing to unfold is already there. You just need to allow it. And it's as unique as you are. So you don't have to copy-paste anybody. It's time to feel it, activate it, and say yes to that version all at once. So one of the things what I want to talk about is that when we think of results, science, we are told that there is a way you can do this. There's a strategy. There's a 2-step process, 10-step process, 5-step process, or you need to be in a certain location. You need to be in a certain part of the world. There is more opportunity there. Or you need to have more talent. You need to get another degree. You need to have better connections. Maybe you need to have more money. Maybe you need to come from a different family. All these things. Maybe you need to go and get another degree so that you're qualified enough. So we are waiting for a certificate or a degree to believe in ourselves. However, there's so many people who didn't have what needed on paper and they just did it. Right? So what Wallace D. Wattles says that you don't need any of that. There is a science. And that science is as precise as 2 + 2 = 4. And what he says is doing things in a certain way. Doing things in a certain way. So what he says is that if there are 2 people who have the exact business, they're doing the exact same things. In fact, the other one is doing a bit more. They have the same talent, or the other one has more talent. Whatever it is, the only difference is doing things in a certain way. So if one of them is super successful, getting what they want, attracting what they want, and the other one is struggling, broke, then there is only one thing: doing things in a certain way. Doing things in a certain way. There's a certain way. So he talks about, because we are told that there is not enough. There is not enough to go around. So in his book, he says that there is a place, I think Americans will tell us more, Gigi, and I don't know, Linda, I feel it, but there's a place in Washington, D.C., it's called District Capitol. And that place is, I wrote somewhere, yeah, it's 230,000 feet big. That's the size. It's the legislative house in Washington. He says that if every single family in the world has a house size of that place, which is 230,000 feet, even then, just in America, the whole world can live. There is so much land. There is so much land. And still in America, agriculture can happen, all the crops can grow, everything can happen. There is so much land. Just not in the world, just in America, but we have the whole world. So where is the lack? Where is lack? And he also says that a lot of times we are told, okay, we are running out of gold, we are running out of silver, we are running out of diamonds, we are running out of soil, we are running out of this. He says that even if it feels that the direct material is running out, there is an invisible, formless substance. So this is the concept now I'm introducing, and we will go a lot deeper in it. But there is a formless substance. That formless substance penetrates all universe. And that is the real currency. That is the coin of heaven. That is the coin. That is the money. That is the real money, not the money we see in our bank accounts or on paper. And that formless substance has the same desire to grow like you do. Like you have the desire to manifest more. That formless substance has the same component of life into it. It wants to grow. It wants to be more, do more. It's as seeking fulfillment like we are. And that formless substance can turn into gold if we need it. It can turn into silver. It can turn into diamond. It can turn into more soil. So man will, or woman, human will never run out of anything. The only thing is we will find creative ways to bring it. So this universe is never going to exhaust. Universe is still expanding 3% every year. And we only know, we don't know 97% of the universe. And we are only still here in Earth, and now we are going on the different planets. So there is no lack, because whenever we feel that we are running out of something, we will find a creative way to create more and turn that formless substance into existence. So one of the beautiful things, I don't know if you have done a lot of meditation, especially Bob Proctor, he talks about there is a light coming in from your head and it's going in your body. So that formless substance is actually entering your mind all the time. And it hasn't got any form. It's formless. It's pure, unadulterated power. No form whatsoever. You know who gives it a form? Our thought. We give it a form. So when we think about what's the worst case scenario that could happen in our life, we are using that formless substance to create what we don't want. There is unlimited supply. And there is a guy called Semyon Kirlian who was a Russian photographer. And the first time ever, he invented a photography where you could actually see that formless substance, that light entering in our mind. So physically, there is a formless substance. It's constantly entering our body. It's going straight. The problem is we cause a lot of resistance. We doesn't let it flow freely. By panic, by anxiety, by negative thoughts, by thinking what could go wrong. But when you are in a relaxed, creative state, you become a clear channel for that formless substance to flow through you. And that's what we need to do. We need to become a clear channel. Let it. Don't make it. Let it flow through you freely. And you can give that formless substance any meaning. You can create any image that you want. So when we go in our imagination, we're using that formless substance and we are creating our image. But what happened to me for such a long time? I would start my day in my visualization. I would see myself doing exactly what I'm doing right now. This is what I saw in my imagination. But then the whole day I would think about what could go wrong and doubting myself. Now, we have to live there. We have to live there all day long, because that formless substance is constantly going through our body and it's penetrating in the universe. It's everywhere and it's turning into more life, and there is an unlimited supply of that formless substance. And that is the coin, that is the money of this universe. And that is abundant. And our job is to manipulate it and turn into what we want. We have given unlimited supply of that formless substance. And sometimes that makes me feel, oh my God, life is too short. I want to do more. I'm going to keep using this formless substance and keep doing more and more and more. Right? So there is no lack whatsoever. So nothing can stop your desire from manifestation. No factors that you have been told. So one of the examples, when I was masterminding with other coaches, we discovered that there was a parlor in one area near my friend's place, and they were literally in the same street. They had the same business. They had the same quality. Like she used to go for a haircut in both the places. They had very, very similar. And one was struggling and one was booming. And it was so shocking to see. What is the difference? It's not location. They were in the same location. Their quality was same. Their services were same. Doing things in a certain way. And I know you must be saying, what is doing things in a certain way? I know we're going to uncover that. Don't worry. I'm not going to leave you without that. But what I want to say before that is, I will read this again from Ernst Young. The way he presents is really nice. Just try to catch the larger vision and realize that there have been and are people, many of them, who had wooed and who had become aware of invisible presence, and they have become one with it, and they have woven into the fabric of their own existence. So there are people who plugged into something bigger than them, something bigger that they're part of. It's about the awareness. It's about feeling that presence, that power that is going through you. Because if you think about your desire, and if you're doing it all on your own, it's so hard. It's like climbing a mountain. It's so hard. But what if you're not doing it on your own? You are just a vessel. You're just allowing it. You're just becoming one with your desire without causing any resistance, any negative thoughts, any fear, any doubt, and saying, yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware of my power. Every man or woman is a doorway, as Emerson said, through which the infinite passes into the finite. So infinite is trying to become finite through you. You are the passage through which God becomes man, through which the universe becomes an individual. See how powerful we are, what access we have got. You are to believe with utmost simplicity and complete faith that there is a pattern of you being, or real spirit of you, which is eternal as God, as indestructible as reality, and as changeless as the truth. That pattern is seeking to manifest through you. Back of it is all the will and purpose of the universe and the irreversible laws of being at your will. There is something within you beyond all doubt, all fear, something which has never been linked by you, something that can never be destroyed, something that you need to feel and become one with, and that makes you a whole. And this is where it comes down to doing things a certain way. It's not about what you do. It's not about how much you do. It's not about where you are. It's not about what strategy you use. There are a million ways to become a millionaire. There are a million ways to earn money. There are a million ways to do one thing. It's nothing to do with any of that. It's about doing things in a certain way. And what you are an extension of a bigger power, which is trying to flow through you. So we are going to start with a certain way in our next lesson, because now I would love for you to really tune in to the power who is bigger than you, to feel that presence in your being right now, to feel your oneness. And the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to play a song which really helps me do that. Like when I play that, most of the time I'm crying, I'm feeling that presence, I'm feeling that energy, and I really want you to do it with me. But before that, if you have any questions, if you would like to ask so far what we have gone through, I would love to answer, and then I'm going to play that song. So anybody has questions, please raise your hand or just unmute yourself, whatever. No questions so far? I've explained really well, or? Yeah, I've explained really well. Okay, so I'm going to play that song, and I would love for you to stay with me and feel your oneness with the source. Feel that creative universe intelligence that has created the whole universe in you. And you are plugged into something way bigger. And that thing is conspiring for you to manifest your desire. So feel it, and then we're going to end our session, and I'll see you exactly the same time next week. Okay, and I'm going to play it now. 1 second. And if you want to close your eyes or if you want to keep your eyes open, it's totally up to you, but I really want you to feel it.